be honest with listeners. I dropped the ball on Candace Owens last year or so. I heard all the stuff she was doing. I didn't really pay attention. I had other issues to deal with. Then she started doing all this stuff, you know, just constantly basically saying the TPUSA killed Charlie and that Egyptian planes and then Fort Huachuca assassination plots. So I went in and looked at it all and did a lot of research and spent a lot of time. I mean, days of time I ain't got. And I said, Candace, your plane stuff's a bunch of bull. And she just ignored it. And said, well, maybe some of it's wrong. I'll put out the right number soon. But I'm not wrong. Then she says this incredible kook who's changed his name a bunch of times, Mitch Snow, was at Fort Huachuca the day before Kirk's killed in Arizona, in Utah, and says that the head of TPUSA security and this congressman, Amadai, and later Erica Kirk are there. They get into some secure skiff you can't even get into, and there's 12 colonels, and they're all meeting to do it. We looked the guy up, and he's got this huge, horrible record. And I know how assassinations work anyways. You know, 12 colonels, all this stuff. So I go, hey, Candace, this looks really bad. A couple weeks ago. And she comes out and attacks me. And her surrogates attack me. And I say, wow, that's crazy. I mean, I think there's a cover-up with Kirk. I've been saying this since day one and broke major news on it. But I'm still sitting back just trying to do the best job I can. But I can't see lies going on and not talk about it. And then the last 48 hours, she comes out and says, no, it's not September 9th. We're not looking at alibis now for the congressman who was on C-SPAN at 11 a.m. That's 8 a.m. The time of the meeting's happening Arizona time. We're not looking at Erica Kirk's got an alibi. We're not looking at the head of TPUSA security. Her surrogate's trying to say it was a false alibi, but it got proven to be right. No, now it's a plane coming in with the Undersecretary of Defense that was set up in July to inspect the border. Now it's that plane, and that's where the killers are. And then people go research Mitch Snow and get his public record with all the restraining orders and the wives and the women attacked and his own kids going on there exposing him. Who were grown adults. He's this horrible con man. And she says, it's me against the world. And all these surrogates, I noticed, all have the same talking points at the same time. I remember her like saying Kennedy was a Mossad agent and had this woman that was controlling him during his confirmation. She never delivered the goods on that. I started thinking about how she always attacked right at the right moment. I thought, she's not schizophrenic. No, I wasn't paying enough attention. She's bad. Because once I turned my eye to it, once I started looking into it, once I x-rayed it, I was like, man, she's bad. Married to some billionaire British lord for real? And then she starts saying, oh, I'm Mossad. I got the call. And then Laura Loomer swoops in, didn't deny our CIA source that she works for Chevron. And the Venezuelans, notice Laura didn't do that, comes out and says she's my handler. You work with Candace, aren't you? I mean, we're starting to really figure out how they're trying to game us here, aren't we? And now she's attacking her own followers, saying they're on the payroll of Israel for simply saying, why do you have a known con artist? Why is your source accusing Erica Kirk of murdering her husband? Well, like the Kentucky Derby, we got the star horse there. The great Royce White about to explode out of the gates here. And I appreciate him letting me cut into his time as I ran out of time here. I got to cover this. All right. I don't do this for pleasure. I'm not an infighter. I don't do stunts. I'm well known for that. But Candace Owens continues to make claims about Egyptian planes and then about hit teams in Fort Huachuca and 12 colonels. And this guy wanders in and they're planning the killing of Kirk. And this congressman's there and Erica Kirk's there and the head of their security's there. And I spent good money getting the actual flight data, the professional data. And it's like all lies. And I published it a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks, and say, hey, I'm worried here, Candace. Her surrogates, all with the same talking points within 5 hours, attack me. I'm not dumb. When I see the same thousands of people with the same attacks, I'm like, holy hell, you wrote up a script for them and you did that. That's professional. I know professional attacks when I see them. The question is, who's paying for it? She's married to a British lord. Paul Watson, my co-host, discovered her. Had her in town 10 years ago. Done a lot of great work. I'm not trying to destroy Candace. But I know a concerted attack when I see one. I know professionalism when I see it. Then she has this Snow character that says he just is at Fort Huachuca the day before Kirk's killed in Arizona. And he wanders into this secure skiff you can't even get into with up 3 levels. There's armed guards. He walks in, there's 12 colonels, and then there's all these people. And then last week, Candace says, oh, I thought maybe this Daily Wire guy's there. She sends him a photo, and Mitch Snow says, oh, he was there too. He's like a vending machine. You just give him the name, and that's it. Then it turns out he's got 5 women with restraining orders. His kids going public against him. All these name changes. All this time in prison, in jail for beating up women. And they go, well, it is true, though, for the record. He was a Green Beret for 1 year. Yeah, 250-pound Green Beret. He claims these women have enslaved him and all this. This guy is the biggest joke ever. And now her followers have come out, a bunch of them, more today, and said, I'll show you. We don't care if Mitch Snow's wrong. We back Candace. So even when they were faced with the fact this is all a lie, they say, we don't care. And they say, we're going to get all of you. And they hide behind Ben Shapiro attacking her. Ben Shapiro attacks me. And they say, oh, you work for Israel. I never worked for the Daily Wire, run by the side like she did. So that's where we are. And then Kevin Kilgore, who's been one of her biggest supporters, he simply comes out and says, I've looked at this Mitch Snow, who's admitted all this, and this doesn't sound credible to me. I have a problem. Candace, we ought to drop this. And he says, Candace, I know this is not Candace attacking me. This is a couple days ago. I know this is just, and Candace goes, no, Kevin, it's you. She says, hey, Evan Kilgore, out of curiosity, why were you coordinating your expos yesterday via text with other influencers? So don't respond to Mitch Snow being complete and total fraud and liar. Attack one of your biggest minions and say he's coordinating. So we got the video. So Mitch Snow says, oh, no, mommy, I'll show you, and dumps all his texts online with the very, quote, influencers that reported back to her. How dare you sit there when this known con man says all this? How dare you ask a question? So then he releases video of himself at this place and all his text messages and who he's talking to and how he's just asking questions and concerned. But you're in a cult. You're not supposed to do that. He says, Candace, who are you talking about? What other influencers? Name names, and I'll drop the receipts. I'll screen record and post conversations with whoever you think I'm coordinating with. So again, you're not allowed to ask questions. This is getting ridiculous. I'm not playing this game. So he's like, hey, Mitch Snow's really a horrible person, and you got the congressman on C-SPAN at 11 a.m. They just put out later screenshots of him later saying, oh, look, he's there later. No, he's there at 11 a.m. She's even admitted that. And the head of TPUSA security on a plane while this is happening. And they're getting ready to sue the hell out of her. And all he's doing is saying, this doesn't, he's like, why are we hitched up to Mitch Snow? Maybe we should stop this. You're my queen. You're my God. You're my master. And she says, oh, you were coordinating with people. It's the same story over and over again. She wants all these alibis, so Erica Kirk releases photos of her with her kids. She goes, oh, God, that proves you're guilty. I never wanted an alibi. You just demanded the alibi. You, like you're the inquisitor, like you're God, like you're the judge, jury, and executioner, like you're on the white throne. Literally demand all this. And when people give you the proof, you go, I'm not looking at the 9th now. I never said there was a secret meeting to kill Kirk. The 8th, where the Undersecretary of Defense flew in to the border base with an event declared in July. She says, it's that plane. The assassins are on that plane. She goes, these people are crazy. I showed a video yesterday. She goes, I never said it was about the 9th. I said it was about the 8th. Bullshit. You said it was all about the 9th. And she sits there and she gaslights and gaslights and gaslights and gaslights. And you're like, why up your ass? You said there were Egyptian planes. You said that there was a meeting to kill Kirk and my listeners and people at the grocery store and at church and my family, or you better go look at this. So I go spend days burrowing into this stuff and find out it's all a lie. And I come out and say, Candace, I think you're being lied to. You're a wonderful person. You've been set up by Mitch Snow. No, she hadn't been set up by Mitch Snow. No. She knows every damn bit of it's a lie. And then because I have integrity and I don't sit here and make stuff up, I'm now the devil. Oh, Alex Jones is with Lockheed Martin to get me. Lockheed Martin? What do I know about that? All I know is I'm banned on everything but X and Rumble, and you're boosted on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube to everybody. I remember when I first started waking up to you about 4, 5, 6 months ago, where it was, Kenny was getting confirmed. It was Saturday morning. I was going to do a 7-8 mile hike up these hills. I go meet this Navy SEAL and his buddy. We all got out of the car at 7 a.m., and we're already all listening to Candace Owens saying Kennedy is having sex with a Mossad agent, she thinks, and with no evidence. And there's this woman with a car he gave her, and he's in the Epstein files. And we listened to it while we hiked. We listened to all the bullshit. No, she moved on from that. But it was right when he was getting confirmed. Her and her minions. Her and that guy that looks like the singer for Queen. And like, they think we're stupid. And back then I said, this doesn't make sense. But I said, right then, I got a bad feeling about her. Because right up like an eel coming out, right when Kennedy's about to have a conversation here, she's, yeah. And that's what she continues to do, yeah. Like precision. And so now her own followers are like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, this guy is a literal criminal in prison for beating up women, smashing their skulls in, all these name changes, his military record, fraud, everything a lie. And then she goes, I didn't say there was any meeting on the 9th. That's insane. I didn't say a congressman was there or Kirk's wife or the head of TPUSA security. It's all about a plane with the Undersecretary of Defense flying to do border security. She goes, and by the way, Mitch is such a genius. He even named in the interview who's at Fort Huachuca. She goes, he knows the units. It's on the sign. We put a report. Pull up Fort Huachuca's entrance sign. It says the units on the fucking sign. It'd be like going to LA Lakers basketball game and going, now, this intel's good because this guy told me the LA Lakers play right here. I mean, it is like the insult, or going to Dallas and saying, oh, the Dallas Cowboys play here, and when I got there, they're playing. So now they move to the 8th and say, oh, the undersecretary flew in for border inspections. Who's on that plane? She's like, you're crazy. I don't care about the 9th. She goes, I don't want alibis. What are you talking about? Erica Trump just flew 2 weeks ago on an airplane to kiss your ass in Tennessee and ask you to stop doing this and gave you all this then. So now your own minions say, listen, we're not endorsing this criminal, this horrible person. And you say, who coordinated you? Who told you? And the guy clicks his heels and goes, I'll release everything on my phone, mommy. I'll show you, mommy. Let me give Candace Owens a little news flash here. Bitch, you don't fucking sit up there on some hill and tell me who ate the cabbage. You don't sit there and tell me what to give you or what to do. You are suspect. You have the left boosting you, the left loving you, the left promoting you with your royal husband, who we're about to expose. So get ready for that, George. So we figured you out. We got your number, and you can't stand the fact that you've run this big psyop, and now it's coming to an end. This isn't about protecting TPUSA or Trump or anybody. It's about protecting the truth. And it's about us not sitting there dancing to the Pied Piper's lie of what you've done. I broke on the 16th from 2 sources in the White House that were scared to tell us. The Cash Patel said, I don't want Tulsi Gabbard's information about domestic or foreign help. They had intel on. That's real. And it came out a month later. That's real stuff, lady. Not some crazy scammer, stolen valor fraud, beating up all these women in prison for it with a fake name, telling you that they're all in this kill meeting. You even know about kill meetings? They got 12 colonels, and everybody's roped in from security, and their dog knowing about it. That's not how it works. In real killings, they just go, there's like 2 people in the room. Just day one, I knew it was bull. And all your minions with their talking points, obvious big funding to do this, I love it, because I'm coming after all of you. Because the only way the Democrats can try to take this country down is by infighting and by infiltrating and by opening the drawbridge to the barbarians. And it's not going to happen. The truth is, we've won the fight for America First, the Republican Party. We're driving out the Shapiros. We're driving out the Levins. That's all happening. And then we get this flank attack from Candace Owens telling us today, I don't think there's radical Islam. I don't think the Somalis are a problem. All right on time. It's Democrat talking points. It's Democrat tactics. I'm mad at myself that I didn't open up on our ass whenever Kennedy was getting approved. I remember looking at my guys because it was pushed on all of us. Imagine we all got out of the car. It was everywhere. It was pushed by everything. We all got out of the car and we're all listening to the same thing because it was all pushed on us. So we hiked hours and listened to this 2 hours of bullshit about Kennedy and a Mossad honeypot and all this stuff and how he's with Epstein, and none of it was true, but it was right during his confirmation. I remember saying to them, I said, I got to investigate her now. I got a bad feeling. I didn't have a bad feeling. God gave me a good brain. I already knew. I dropped the ball. I apologize. She's a globalist agent. I dropped the ball and I failed you, and I'm sorry. I got to follow my gut every time. It's never wrong. And I saw so much more she did. And I love her people threatening me and all their doxing of people and all that. You think that's going to make me go away? All you did was wake me up like a nuclear test site waking up Godzilla. So just get your asses ready. Because you want a war? I want your war. I want it all. I want the doxing. I want the lies. I want the attacks. I'm going to take you on. Because you work for the deep state and the Democratic Party and the CIA and MI6, and I see your ass. So you just get ready. This ain't my first rodeo. And I've got to focus. I focus so much on the big players. I don't focus on the little foxes that spoil the grapes, as the Bible tells us. So here's my bottom line. Candace Owens has endorsed a man with dozens of restraining orders, with fake names, admitting in court he bashes women's heads in. And she's his source. That at Fort Huachuca, you got all these TPUSA people with 12 colonels planning the murder of Charlie Kirk. And she tries to say she never said that. We got the compilations, dumbass. We got you saying it. You're a bad person. And I can't believe I've got to spend my time on this type of crap. We'll deal with TPUSA and whatever happened and Cash Patel to cover up. That's all going on. But the perfect way to cover up what really went on is this type of stuff you do. This Fort Huachuca and all this other stuff. And you got the guy that you say is not the shooter. They said is a beautiful young man. He's up there with his trans flag tie on, smiling. Pull up Tyler Robinson, the only video we got. Laughing, smiling, look like it's the devil himself. Did he have help? Hell yeah. We know at least 10 trannies said in 3 and 4 he'll be dead the day he comes there. We're not saying don't look at the investigation. What we're saying is your people have the same talking point. She's the only one investigating. Lies. So we're done with the cult of Candace Owens. So you want to play chicken with me? Don't worry. You ain't got a way to get off the road. Let me tell you how this game of chicken works. You ain't allowed to turn the wheel. I'm gonna 100% come after you with the truth, and so just get your shit ready. Because you want a war, you better believe you got one. I see your ass, and I am so pissed off at myself that I saw this, and my gut told me go after you during Kennedy's confirmation, and I didn't do it because you're a woman. And that's why the left puts women in all these positions to do all this evil shit, because men have this proclivity to not go to war with women. That's why they've done this whole unnatural thing. But I love it here. Your own Evan Kilgore, one of your biggest glazers, just simply said, hey, I got questions. And you came out and said, oh, you're on the payroll. You're getting paid. You better believe whatever Mitch Snow says. And then he releases all the videos. He releases screenshots of him simply asking questions. That's how you spin it. Erica Kirk releases screenshots for the kids to respond to you. You spin it, oh, it's secret. It's all blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, no. It's disgusting. And then your followers, we're going to get you. You're a failure. We're going to take your sponsors. You're over. Oh, please, you just lit up like a plane coming in for a landing. The airfield lit up for me. I mean, like, that's where I go, is where the attacks are. And so you run around and scurry all day long. But I was fighting the globalists, so most of you were in diapers or a twinkle in your mommy's eye. And all I can tell you is Candace Owens is totally mentally ill and has a handler, or is a super evil globalist. That's it. And I'm done. I'm done playing games. I'm done with half measures. You guys have major threats. Fill your hand. Let's go. Let's go. Because I'm not going to sit here and watch you engage in this type of insane crap. You don't know anything. When I immediately saw that kook ball and him saying, I walk into a room in a skiff, you don't get in those. They got armed guards and scanners and pass cards and all this. And he walks in with 12 colonels. They don't have 12 colonels for an assassination. It's all horse crap. All of it. And then as soon as they have their alibis, they're on C-SPAN. Oh, well, he was there later. No, he's there at 11 a.m. And your own cult followers don't respond to the facts. You just say, Jones is bullying a woman, and Jones is trying to ostracize her with psychological warfare. No, she puts out lies that I'm forced to go research, and I'm forced to go look at. And then when it's a lie, I nicely say, this is a lie. And just like Evan Kilgore, I'm immediately accused of being a traitor. Because I will not sit here and listen to your lies. All right, it's Friday night. I'm driving home, shooting this quick report. I'm going to go back to the office in the morning with the crew and shoot a report with all the documents and things that Candace Owens is now saying. Obviously, display it, but you can go to her X account and read it. So I said 2 weeks ago, I don't know if she's being misled or if she's got some type of psychosis or whether she's just an evil person. But I've said on air in the last week or so, and I said on my show today, I said if she comes out with a news story to cover the last LaDuca story that fell apart, she's bad news. So notice she said with the Egyptian planes, when that fell apart, that she's going to publish all the details on her website. Yeah, I'm going to hold my breath. But with Fort Huachuca, she, with this source, famous con man who's been totally exposed, fake name, Mitch Snow, that it was NTP USA Security, Congressman Ahmadai, and then once he came on her show, and Erica Kirk was there too, 99% sure. And then she said on the air, this is no doubt the U.S. military, was involved in this killing. And she says, I never said that. Put the video of Deborah saying it. Now she put out about 2 hours ago a post on X, a tweet, where she says, everyone's panicking. Everybody's scared. Another post hours before that, Alex Jones and all these other groups are scared. After I brought up this plane. So the planes are back. Never seen anything about a plane with like the undersecretary of defense on a border mission, going to all these border bases, and on the 8th flying into Fort Huachuca. So now it's all, who was on that plane? Who? So now it's a plane, not her expert that she thinks is totally credible, Mitch Snow, specifically saying all these people he saw when he just bumbles into this secure skiff area without an ID card. I mean, how stupid do you think we are, Candace? You keep changing the subject in a shell game, a bait and switch. No one ever said anything about a plane. You were Mitch at Fort Huachuca. And so now it's like some announcement from the Army. They're doing this border tour, going to all these facilities. That's what those people do. And then you're like, and Mitch said it was this task force that was down there, and this is what the task force is. That is the task force down there on the border. I mean, it is just wild. And now the new stuff coming out on Mitch and his real name and his whole history and his background. I mean, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then Laura Loomer joins in, who was a guest on my show like 5 weeks ago about a Pentagon attempted coup against Hegseth that was confirmed. And then I talked to her off air, tell her, no, I don't think Tucker works for Qatar. And then she says, I convinced him to go after her. Just jumping into this, you guys hang your hat on that. And, oh, God, he's Mossad, all this bullshit. What do you expect me to do with your Egyptian plane thing and your Huachuca thing? I had to go investigate it I'm like, God, this may be true. I better go look. And then it's total horse crap, and I get attacked for saying this isn't right, and you change the subject over and over again. Remember, I broke September 16th. From White House sources, the Cash Patel with Tulsi Gabbard and the Vice President and others got in their face and said, I don't want to hear about foreign involvement, even though they had evidence, they said, and I don't want to hear about domestic accomplices. And I said, there's a cover-up then. And you guys build a straw man that I'm saying don't investigate, there's no cover-up. I believe there is a cover-up. My issue is you can't say that like a congressman has nothing to do with it is there, and then hopefully forget about that, and then just say, oh, you were just asking questions. No, we have the clips of you saying, oh, this implicates the military. I can't see how they're not involved in his killing now. Just total craziness. And then it discredits the whole investigation. So this is just next level. So the fact that you didn't back off on the Mitch thing, you're still defending him and raising him $140,000. As far as I'm concerned, then you're just flat out evil. Flat out evil. And I do have to start asking, who are you working for? Is it Keir Starmer and the Brits trying to discredit Trump? We know they're launching all these domestic attacks, and Obama moving his shop over there to undermine the country. Is it the EU? I'm not going to say it's Qatar. I don't think that's it. Or you just, and like all your minions just constantly attack TPUSA, attack Trump. The left all loves you now. You're boosted on YouTube. Everybody else is censored. You work for the Daily Wire Mossad operation. That's really working for Mossad. That's who ran that, funded that Zionist. I didn't work for those people. So, this is just absolutely crazy. And so I'm really ashamed that I was ever associated with you. And I'm just wondering what new crap you're going to pull up next. So I love I can attack by Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, and you. It's all just, a constellation of disinformation. I've never put out stuff that I thought wasn't true. I've never sat there and done stuff like this. And I've been accused of stuff I never did. And then I sit there and I watch all this crap go on, When you first got on the Daily Wire, you wanted me on your show, you apologized for not standing up for when I got censored and the rest of it. Whatever. That's because it was fashionable to do that back then. And, as far as I'm concerned, you're just all part of the Desta plan to undermine this country and create balkanization. But you think we're stupid. We're not stupid. It's about the people you and your fake source said were there and all you were sure of it and all the rest of it. Now you want to make it about a plane with an officer flying into a military base for border stuff? Or for the undersecretary? Some officers? Unbelievable. And I guess when you get their names, you'll say that, they did it. And suddenly Mitchell knows it's them. That's them. 99%. Unbelievable. But the truth is, a lot of your followers are just in a cult. And so they don't want information. They don't want truth. It's like a whole bunch of your guys said, people I've interviewed before, I played the clips today, we don't care if she's wrong. We don't care. Alex, you understand that? We just want to get TPUSA. If I see any evidence TPUSA was involved in killing Kirk, I'll go there instantly. Haven't seen it. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into any of your bullshit. But I'm watching it all, and so is the rest of the world. So you want an audience? You got one. A smart audience that sees what's going on. So nice try. Shame on you.